Hey guys, it's Candice here. Here will be a set video for The Flash Season 8, Episode 801. This is part of the Armageddon crossover, and this is filmed last week in downtown Vancouver. We start off there, you can see Grant Gustin walking around. For a second you saw Candice Patton there. So the people on set that were there today, on that day, is Grant Gustin as The Flash, Candice Patton as Iris West Allen, Brandon Routh as the Atom, Brandon McKnight as Chester P Runk, and Tony Curran as Despero. So that's who's on set for this set of videos. They were filming out in front of the Vancouver Trade and Convention Center, or actually, sorry, the Vancouver Convention Center. There's actually two different convention centers, kind of exactly near each other. I gave you the wrong name there. So here you see Grant is sitting on the ground looking up at Tony playing Despero there. Obviously, you see beside Tony there's a white cutout of weird looking cutout thing. On the other side of that is a concept art piece for his villain character. They used it a couple of times, but they didn't use it all the time. So it was there, but not in use all the time. It's just kind of there. This scene here, obviously you see, and then Brandon comes in, and he's gonna like zip in, like do his like little showing up thing. So Grant right now, he's asking the crew, like, how do you want this? You want me to do this? Okay, I'll do this. So this is them now doing the scene. And they're looking up and kind of like, oh, what's this? Who is this? Why is this guy so big? And that's the end of that little bit. And then you have Chester and Iris come zipping in. You'll notice around both of their necks, they've got passes for this convention. And on both of them, it says press. I don't know when Chester becomes a reporter, but apparently he's now a press person. I mean, I have to assume because it's a technology convention, maybe Iris hires him to help her with it in some way, because he would have know-how in that industry, but I don't know. Here you can see that was Cody doing a stunt, and now Grant comes in to take over, and he'll pretend he's finishing it and get up off the ground, and he'll do the whole like, what the hell? And so when I was there, I heard the crew members over talking about the scene, and it sounds like he gets thrown out of the windows that you see behind them. Like that's supposed to be how it happens. So here's Brandon pops in, there's a pause in the scene, and then Brandon pops in to do his like getting back into human size, and he says he says after he pops up, he's like, oh, it's good the suit still fits. So I'm guessing this is the first time Brandon is in this episode. Is probably right here, because he's not even sure if his suit will still fit. And then he walks over to Grant, basically kind of like, oh, long time no see, haven't seen you in a while, and then they fist bump and then go on to fight villains. And that is what they were doing in this scene. So yeah, this is more than likely the first scene that Atom will be in this series, because as I explained why. So in there, you saw they did that quick 180 turn. That was in the background. Iris and Chester are there, and Iris goes to him and goes, what are you guys shooting at? And then Chester goes to him and goes, yeah, Despero's behind you, or he's behind you, however they worded it. So that's why they had to do the turn in the scene. And there you see the Flash running off to go do whatever. Here's Grant just dancing in between takes. It was a longer dance than that. I just caught the very end of it. So a little dance routine for Grant to go with your catalog of other dance routines that Grant has done over the years. Guy spends a lot of time dancing on sets. There's Brandon and Candice in between takes waiting to shoot a scene. See Candice, she's asking something of someone there. Off to the side you can just barely see Grant. There he is, and they're all just there waiting. So this is late in the afternoon, like one of the last things they did. Grant does a scene where he just goes and does a running fist punch towards the the villain, which is weird because as we saw, the villain is much taller than that punch implied. Oh, here's a stunt they did early in the day with Cody Loudon, and he'll get thrown across the air to that cab where you saw Grant starting off the day on the ground. You can see all the people in the background. You can see Iris and Chester there in the background with all the people. And some of them are holding Central City Technology Convention bags, those little yellow bags. So this is then Grant getting up off the ground, you know, pretending like, oh no, I'm injured. Who are you? What are you doing? And you can see Tony there, standing there. And again, you can see the white cutout behind him that they would use occasionally when Tony wasn't on camera shooting. I guess if I had been thinking when I edited this video, I would have put this with the package at the start. I forgot. Oops. So my camera, it goes up to 10,000 on its number imaging, and this was the end of the roll of numbers, and it went back to 01. So those ones at the start were from the same set as this, but they were numbered like 01, so out of order. So this is the same stuff you saw at the start, except slightly before. Just realized that now as I was looking at this and going, why is this scene still here? Yeah, so this is the same scene you saw earlier. Too late in the video for me to edit it now. I'm not going to go around editing this, so you're just going to watch it out of order. So here they are. You know, he's like, hey, are you okay? He's like, oh, I'm here. So now they're looking up in the sky. Here comes Chester and Iris popping in, and that is it for, I think, this scene. Is this the last one? I think this is the last one. Yeah, and that'll be it for the video portion of this. There are some still photos here from that day that I have. You can find many more, obviously, in the blog that's linked in the description below. There's like 100 and something in my blog, so I obviously am not going to go through all of them on here. This video would be 25 minutes long then. There's Candice and Brandon McKnight just having a laugh in between scenes. We have Brandon Routh there sitting, looking sad. Now he looks happy. You know, he went from sad to happy pretty quick there. So, you know, there he is smiling now, getting happier. Yeah, there's Brandon McKnight again with Tony Curran, and you can see those little dots on his face for the CGI effects. Here we have Grant. I think this is him looking up at Tony at the time. There he is in between scenes, just relaxing, waiting for more work to be done. And here he is taking a nap against the side of the cab, and there he is jumping in the air. I really wish I'd been able to get that scene more crisp. It was a little late in the day, so the lighting wasn't great, and as you can see, it didn't turn out great. There's Grant before, and there he is replacing Cody in the middle of a scene. Cody's laying on the ground, and he comes in and replaces him, then, you know, does the rest of the scene from there. That's usually how they do it. They have the stunt guy do the big part, and then he comes in and finishes off the last, like, 2 seconds of the roll, you know. Here's Brandon and Grant doing scenes together. They did this solo scene together, and then they did another solo scene together near the cab, and then they did group scenes with Brandon McKnight and Candice Patton as well. So they were taking up most of the time that day for their part of the scene. There's Grant and Tony Curran standing up on top of the box to make them look taller. There's Eric Dean Seaton. He was the director for this episode, so you know, he's done a lot of Arrowverse stuff now. He's been on quite a few of the shows, so you probably know him from an episode of something or other. There's Tony Curran. You can really see the dots on his face there for the CGI stuff. And here he is. Later in the day, you can see him wearing a camera right in front of his face so that they can catch all of the details. And this is the concept art piece that they were using to show the actors where to look so that they had an idea of where the villain was supposed to be. That is probably not how it'll look in the very end, but that is a concept art look, so it'll look sort of like that. There's Candice Patton having a good laugh on set with Brandon Routh and Brandon McKnight there. And we ended off with West Allen, Candice Patton and Grant Gustin walking back from a scene. And that is it for this report. There will be more in the future for sure, but that is it for now. I will see you for the next one. Thanks, and bye.